These application problems are from section 12.4, and the first problem says a company has a profit of $350,000 in its first year. Since then, the company's profit has decreased by 12% per year. If this trend continues, what is the upper limit on the total profit the company can make over the course of its lifetime? So, if you think about what's happening, right now their profit is $350,000, and then it's going to decrease by 12%. So basically, I'm going to be taking this amount and multiplying by 0.84 or 88, excuse me, to get what my total profit is for the next year. So eventually, because I'm going to be decreasing over time, eventually, you know, it's gonna cap out because of that ratio, which would be less than 1. So total profit, that maybe that keyword there implies that I need to do the sum. And I know that it's geometric because it's got a ratio, right? A percent in there. And I know it's infinite because its ratio is less than 1. And if the ratio is less than 1, it's going to eventually reach a point where it has an actual sum. So I have the infinite geometric sum formula down here, but I wanted to make sure you understood where that came from. So the ratio, and this is probably the trickiest part, is actually 88%, so 0.88, because that's what you're actually going to be multiplying by every year, because it decreases by 12%, hence you have 88% left of your profit. And so the sum to infinity, and these are pretty easy formulas to utilize. Your first term is definitely that $350,000 that you had in the first year, right? First. And then divided by 1 minus your ratio, well, that's obviously the 12% after I subtract that. And when you dump it on your calculator, you get $2,916,666.67, and that's rounded. So that would be the total profit they would make over the course of this company. All right, one more. This problem says, in the first month of owning your new iPod, you have used 8 gigabytes of memory downloading songs. Each month, you use 20% more of the iPod's memory. If the pattern of memory use continues, you will never run out of memory. How many gigabytes of memory does your iPod have? Of course, you know that truly eventually it will run out, but it, technically speaking, if this is the case, if each month you're going to use 20% more, then you know that you have 80% left. So if you use 20%, you're going to have 80% of your memory left. So just to clarify that again. So really read these problems carefully in terms of what it's asking. And in the first month, you have 8 gigs, so that, of course, a sub 1 equals 8, so that's pretty self-explanatory. And then again, you know, technically you could go on forever and ever and ever, but because my ratio is less than 1, and I have a ratio, I know it's an infinite geometric because it's technically going on forever. So my first term is that 8 gigabytes, and 1 minus my ratio would be 1 minus 80%, which of course is 20%, and 8 divided by 0.2 is 40 gigabytes.